What is pain? That's what I wanted to figure out. So first, I broke down that main question, which is very broad, into smaller questions, which I will go over throughout the length of this video. To answer these questions, first, I did some internet research, which at times was very boring, but overall I learned quite a bit. Well, at least enough to answer my questions. Question number 1. What in the brain triggers pain and why does it exist? Put it simply, nerves. Everybody has nerves and neurons all throughout their body, and these nerves will communicate with the brain when they get disrupted or damaged. So, say you get hit in the head, the nerves in your head will communicate with your brain saying, ouchie, I've gotten hurted. So, although it may be painful and it may be annoying, it is absolutely necessary because it will give information about why what you hurt and how you hurt it. So say I burned the back of my hand, it would feel different than when I just slapped it. So overall, pain is a necessary evil. And an interesting thing about these nerves is your body realizes that specific places only need to be sensitive to certain things. As an example, if someone managed to burn your large intestine without hurting anything else, you wouldn't know because your insides don't need to be sensitive to that, because realistically, it'll never happen. So, the answer to my first question is that pain is a reaction of nerves used as a warning sign from your body to tell you that you're being stupid. Question number 2. What effects can pain have long-term on the brain? Before I can answer that question, you need to know about the types of pain. This should be quick, it won't take too long. Pain can be broken down into two categories: acute pain and chronic pain. The first one, acute pain, is pretty easy. Most people have had quite a bit of experience with it. It's just average pain anywhere from cutting yourself clipping your nails and just breaking an arm aggressively. Chronic pain is different though. Chronic pain is defined as pain that lasts longer than 6 months. And unlike acute pain, most of the time, it doesn't have any known origin of where the pain is coming from. Chronic pain affects a lot of people and can cause things like depression and anxiety over time. With it affecting so many people, it can cost the world a lot of money and a lot of people their mental health. So, to answer my second question, long-term pain can have detrimental effects on your mental health with depression and anxiety, and physically with the amount of stress it will create on your body. And how it can be better put into understanding is, as I explained earlier, it's a reaction of nerves, but it's also very subjective, and it can be hard to imagine what others are going through due to this fact. Question number 3. How is pain measured, and how can it be better put into understanding? Pain isn't really measured very often. The most widespread scale of measuring pain is one of those sad face, happy face charts that are always in hospitals. But there was an attempt to measure pain. Back in the 40s, a group of scientists decided to create a unit of pain called Del or Doll, whichever one. But the way they decided to do this was by creating a contraption that burned the forehead of patients in varying degrees of heat levels. Some people were burned more than 80 times. That's higher than I can count to. They also burned the hands of women going through labor. So that was creative. And how it can be better put into understanding is, as I explained earlier, it's a reaction of nerves, but it's also very subjective, and it can be hard to imagine what others are going through due to this fact. Question number 4. How much pain could someone be able to bear? This last one's pretty simple, but there's no real clear answer. In previous reference, people have been quoted saying that the most pain someone is able to bear is 45 Del, as in that previous way of measuring pain made by the pyromaniac scientists. But it also says that childbirth is 56 Dels, and that passing kidney stones are even more, so it doesn't seem very accurate or consistent. And in terms, most people could theoretically handle all of the pain, unless your body goes into shock and then your heart stops. Then you kinda can't handle much more. Once you get into other pain-related thresholds, like pain threshold and pain tolerances, that's also extremely subjective. What a pain threshold is the point when something starts to hurt, and pain tolerance is how much pain someone can bear. And these are affected by the littlest things, like being a redhead, and gender, and traumatic incidents in your past. It's very touchy and weird, so there's not a clear answer onto that either. To answer my essential question of what is pain, through my research I have found that pain is a very subjective nerve reaction, but also an emotion that is used as a warning sign for the brain that can have severe effects on millions of people. Pain is important. That's my passion project. Roll credits. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.